Yeah, he posted this on his
I'm
alt.
gonna start this.
I really think he should have posted this on main. I really do. YouTube only responds to pressure and nothing else. I think this would have been very good on main, but even still, it's had a wide reach.
This video out by saying that as a whole, I love what YouTube has allowed me to do over the years. I've made a career on this website. I can share my videos with the masses and earn a living from it. There's so many things that YouTube does right with regard to discoverability and letting their creators monetize their creations. But there are things they get horribly wrong, and that's what I'm here to talk about. A story that started a couple weeks ago. I make videos about the history of speedrunning world records, and a couple weeks ago I uploaded my most recent video, the history of Mega Man 2 world records. It was the longest video I had ever made, and I honestly poured my heart and soul into it over the last couple months. I uploaded it, and it pretty quickly got over 1 million views, which is roughly the amount I normally get.
The 5 gift subs retro?
However, 4 days later on the morning of September 21st, I got a notification that it had been age restricted. When a video gets age restricted, YouTube is claiming that there's so much adult content in it that it can only receive limited ads, which means you get a fraction of the monetization revenue, and it also gets suppressed in YouTube's algorithm. Surely, I figured this must have been a mistake. There was no sexual content, no adult content, nothing that could have gotten it age restricted. So I appealed it. And 45 minutes later, YouTube told me that my 78-minute video had been carefully reviewed, and my appeal was denied. Rightfully, I was pretty pissed off. I quickly figured out the reason they cited for the age restriction was a clip in the middle, where speedrunner Elonesia used the F-bomb 6 times in a 3-second clip. But their application of the rule made no sense. YouTube's own guide for avoiding limited ads on a video says you should avoid uploading videos that have focal usage of profanity. The example they give for a video like this is a video that uses a curse word in every sentence. I looked at my own video. It contained 19 curse words out of 12,000 overall words throughout the entire video.
So obviously what triggered it is the fact that of those 19, 6 were accounted for in a brief 3-second period. And for some reason, YouTube wants to die on the hill of that's too excessive. And then I don't know what happened with the whole nudity thing. Like, I don't know why they're trying to play that card because it's a fucking Mega Man world record video, right? Like, there's no sex or nudity here whatsoever. But that's initially what they tried to hardball with the fuck burst. So that's what triggered it initially, and then they backpedaled.
That works out to roughly 0.16% of all words being curse words. For comparison, the Angry Video Game Nerd has a video on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where roughly 34 out of 1,000 words are curse words, or roughly 3.4% of all words in the video.
That's so much lower than I thought.
His video has 21 times the amount of cursing mine does per capita, yet mine is the one that was somehow restricted for excessive swearing. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that the AVGN's video should be age restricted. His video does have a lot of cursing, but it's not in every sentence, which once again is the example that YouTube gave. But why is my video, where 0.16% of all words are curse words across a 78-minute documentary, the one that gets age restricted? Now, YouTube actually has conflicting policies on this. They also have a separate vulgar language page, which has a list of things that can get your video age restricted. One of them cites a sustained rant with heavy profanities.
That's such a vague rule, by the way. Because, like, what exactly is a sustained rant? Like, if I get passionately upset about fucking Pokemon, Game Freak being a lazy developer, and I go on, like, a 3-minute uninterrupted flow of consciousness where I say fucking shit, whatever, like, what is sustained rant? Like, there has to be, like, a cutoff, right? I don't know. It's just such a weird, vague one that's like a blanket catch-all that they can use for fuck-ups. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense at all. Thanks to the Prime still and the resub Zero, Chaotic, Mackie, and the gift sub Brian, the Prime Humpty. Heavy profanity, they do at least define. A sustained rant, they don't. Because, I mean, you could say a sustained rant is just a few sentences. Like, it doesn't, like, how long do you have to go uninterrupted in a rant for it to be considered a sustained one and enough to flag it for an age restriction? Thanks to the resub, Noob and Ghost.
Elonesia's supposed rant was 3 seconds long.
Exactly.
Is that a sustained rant? Objectively, there's no way that 3 seconds could be considered a sustained rant. It's a 78-minute video. A 3-second clip is approximately 0.06% of the video's length.
But it is a percentage.
That is not a sustained rant. The next day, YouTube got back to me and told me that they had made a mistake. My video should not have been age restricted. I'm not sure why it took them 30 hours to figure that out, but thankfully they recognized it and lifted the age restriction.
And the Prime stank.
So now my videos could be seen by everyone, but the problem wasn't really fixed. This is my video's graph of suggested video views. Basically, it's the views it received over time from being suggested to people in the YouTube algorithm. It was performing normally until it was age restricted, then it completely flattened. And even after lifting the age restriction, it never recovered. So even though YouTube had technically lifted the age restriction, my video still had a small fraction of the visibility it was supposed to have. I was told by multiple sources that this would recover in a few days, but it never happened. I figured I'd just have to cut my losses and move on with just a portion of the revenue I was supposed to receive from this video. I also knew that it was very unlikely it would ever be promoted again in the future, looking at how flat the graph was. So, I moved on, and figured that was just the end of it. But this morning...
All videos level out? Yeah, but it's usually like a teetering. Like, they kind of just peter out, so it'll... Like that line he shows, usually it'll just kind of like curve naturally. His goes up and then immediately flatlines, because age restriction immediately takes it out of suggestion. YouTube is not allowed to suggest age-restricted videos. Now, sometimes some fall through the cracks, I know, but on the whole, they do not and never will recommend age-restricted videos.
Morning, 8 days later.
That's not true. It literally is true. Like, bro, how are you going to tell me that's not true? It is the YouTube policy. My YouTube partner rep even told me that. Back when I was doing a lot of sex toy stuff, he's like, you do know that we can't recommend age-restricted videos. And I was like, yeah, I know that. Everyone knows that. It's not a secret. Like, they are very public with that.
I woke up to an email that my video had been age-restricted once again. YouTube clarified in an email. Their reversal of the decision 8 days ago was apparently incorrect, and the age restriction should have remained in place. I don't get this. I seriously do not get it. I don't get how videos with 21 times the amount of swearing per capita don't get flagged while mine does. I don't get how YouTube can review a 78-minute video in 45 minutes and determine it should be age restricted, then reverse their decision 30 hours later, then come back 8 days later and tell me, no, they apparently had it right the first time. And to clarify, if you or even YouTube as a whole didn't want ads on any videos with swearing, that's perfectly fine. I have no issue with that. But tell us that beforehand, and we can adjust accordingly. Don't give us these incredibly vague rule sets, and then even when I oblige by them, insist that I'm somehow violating them even when videos with 21 times more swearing are apparently perfectly fine. And I'll say it again, I really do like YouTube overall, but these incredibly inconsistent and obviously illogical rulings make it so much harder to thrive on their platform. Now this is by no means necessary, of course, but if you're willing and able, I'd appreciate any support you could give me on Patreon. I'm losing out on a lot of revenue from this situation.
No one reviewed the video.
Now that I'm doing this full time,
they don't have a reviewer.
Hurts quite a bit. But most importantly, please share this video around. Any tweets, posts to Reddit, sharing it with friends, anything will help. I want people to hear this story. Please make YouTube give me an explanation for what they've done. I don't see how, when comparing it to other videos on the platform, this 78-minute Mega Man 2 documentary is somehow the one that deserves to be age restricted. But I'm completely at the mercy of YouTube. Thanks for watching.
Yep, so that's the situation. Unlucky. That's YouTube for you, though. There is no human reviewers. Don't let them fool you. No one actually reviews this. No one with a pulse actually looks at those videos. Like he said, his 78-minute video, somehow the appeal was denied within 45 minutes. Literally impossible unless they're watching at 1.5 times speed, which means that they're not even thoroughly reviewing the case, which is just as bad as not even reviewing it in the first place. They don't have human reviewers. So what happened is the system flagged it for age restriction based off of that like fuck barrage, and YouTube got called out on it, so they backpedaled. But then the system flagged it again for the same thing, and now YouTube can't look stupid and backpedal twice, so now they have to stick with it. There's no human reviewers.